Hi, welcome to Boise TV 22.3. This is Idaho's Independent Filmmaker Showcase. My name is Lance Thompson, and my guest today is Jane Merrow, Golden Globe nominated actress, writer, producer, filmmaker, and very innovative, creative person who is now living here in Boise. So Jane, welcome.
Thank you, Lance. I'm happy to be here.
Now, you've had a very long and successful career, television and film, in the United Kingdom and here.
Yes.
How did you become first involved in acting? How did you become interested?
Well, actually, my family were in the theatre. My grandfather was one of the major stage designers. Well, he used to buy in for shows, and he used to design sets and so on. He worked in a very famous theatre in London called the St. Martin's Theatre. And in fact, he designed and built the Ghost Train for the stage play Ghost Train.
Oh, wow.
And you know, he was hugely popular, hugely successful, and his background was theatre. He was asked to come to LA or to Hollywood to work for Disney. He didn't want to leave London, so he didn't. My grandmother was also in the theatre, so I kind of grew up with that environment. My mother was an artist. She was a commercial artist, and my uncle was also an actor and a stage manager, so I thought, well, that's it, you know, I'm just going to be an actress. Plus, I love to show off. So, a great show off.
So a lot of creativity and theatrical stuff.
A lot of theatrical stuff. And when you grow up in that environment, it seeps in on you. My father was a German refugee, and he'd literally run away and gone from riches to rags in a great big hurry, because that's what happened in Nazi Germany. But he'd always wanted to be an actor as well. But my grandfather, who was an eminent doctor, wouldn't hear of it. He thought it was a disgraceful profession, and so poor old Dad was frustrated. However, he did become an actor in England at the age of 50.
Wow.
And then got very frustrated because he wasn't doing Shakespeare. And I said, Dad, you're never going to do Shakespeare with a German accent.
Well, there's all sorts of versions now. You never know.
So anyway, I was going to my mother was horrified that I wanted to be an actress. She said, this is a disaster, so insecure, such a dreadful, terrible profession. And she's right. I mean, you need a lot of stamina to go into acting and be successful in it. And you know, you've got to be prepared for rejection. Rejection is our middle, you know, it's the next word in the dictionary for us. A is for apple, B is for rejection.
Well, how do you deal with that then? I mean, that's a constant thing.
Yes, and it's very personal. I mean, when you're rejected, it's personal. There is no easy way. There really isn't. You're going to have your heart broken time and time again, especially when it's a part when you really, really want it. And a lot of the time, you know, there are parts that it would be nice to do, but there are other parts that you think, I'm going to die if I don't get this part. Yeah. And in fact, that's happened to me a few times. But I was very, very lucky. I went to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. I auditioned and got into that, which is, you know, was quite good on its own, because apparently there's a lot of applicants. I had the gall, I don't know how I had the nerve now to do it. I did Cleopatra's death scene.
That was your audition for the Royal Academy. Wow. So you must have worked. They brought you in.
You know, at the age of 16, doing Cleopatra's death scene. And the other thing was a speech from Uncle Vanya, which was easier. So got into that and was there with a lot of wonderful people, including in our class was John Thor, who later became Inspector Morse.
Oh, wow, yeah. And
Sir Tom Courtenay.
So the all-stars were there.
Oh, we were all all-stars.
So is it possible, how does one prepare for an acting career? I mean, do you just love it and is that it?
That's it. Love it or leave it.
Oh, okay.
Love it or leave it. There is no other way. You have to have the passion for it, and you've got to continue that passion, and you can't be sidetracked by feelings of negativity and I hate this person and I hate Hollywood and I hate this and I hate, because it will destroy all of your enthusiasm, and you've got to have that. I think that really is. I was thinking about it the other day and thinking about successful people in the artistic professions. And it seems to me that the driving force is always love, and love derives from passion. And you have to have that. And if you don't have that, don't do it.
Well, you must have this passion in you, because you also have a blog that you
Yes.
blog on,
Yes.
to help new actors and beginning actors.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little?
Yes, well, I decided, like everybody else, I had to have a website, and I found a terrific person here. His company now, I'm going to give him a little push. His company's called Thrive Webs, and his name's Aaron, and he's been wonderful. We sat down one morning, and he designed this site just on the spot, and I loved it. And we've got in it advice to young actors, what you should do, how to do it, and, things to remember. And then I've got a whole bit about my career. There's a whole bit about posters you can buy of my work, and you can buy the DVDs of this, that, and the other. And then I blog regularly. I try to blog at least once a week on it. And I talk about either the past career or what's going on presently in the industry. And all of the films. I love film. I mean, I love theatre, but I particularly love doing film because it's just me. I love it. And that site leads actually on to, you can click on from that site onto newchillingtales.com, which is the site where we have the films that we've been talking about earlier, my New Chilling Tales, which are the series of short Gothic horror films that I've made in London and in Idaho. And on that site, you can buy the DVDs for the films. If people watch the films and they like them, they can buy the DVDs, or they can watch them again.
So you're like an entire industry.
Oh, I am, all on my own.
Now, on the blog, did you get any feedback from people who follow you or follow your?
Yes, I do.
What
I
do you
get
have?
good feedback. Once people find you, I mean, the most difficult thing in our world, in the film world, in the theatre world, in anything, is the marketing, is getting the word out.
Right.
And of course, social media has been a huge, huge influence on that, and very useful tool for us, people who want our word out there. I think actually Facebook is on the whole a very positive thing. I think it can be very negative, but on the whole, I think it is good for getting people together in a social way, and it certainly has helped in exposing our work. But that is the biggest problem, is getting the word out for people to see what you're doing. The amounts of money that is spent on marketing films, the big films as well, you can see it. I mean, they're in your face every 5 minutes.
They have to be.
Yeah.
So does Facebook and social media, has that changed how actors promote themselves, trying to get cast or find agents or find parts?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that they've understood it that well. And more importantly, I'm not sure how many of the casting people or the producers understand it from the other end. Now, we have actually got a producer here in town by the name of Craig Liu, who I've met a few times. And when I first met Craig, he told me that he'd one of his films that he'd produced, he'd cast entirely from the amount of followers that those actors had on social media.
Right.
And I said, Craig, I've never heard of anything like that in my life before. It sounds extraordinary. He said, well, if they've got a great following on social media, maybe they're going to watch my film. I don't know if it's worked or not, but it's very innovative.
I've heard him say that, and I was fascinated by the idea, but I don't know if we got. Did he get?
I don't know.
So, well, great idea.
Great idea. Well done, Craig.
All right. Well, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back with Jane Merrill.